truthfully, I mean, if I'm looking at it, and I know you guys are the analysts, obviously, but it feels like we've already talked about the best value options. They just happen to be incredibly high priced because they're in great spots, and Luka Doncic and James Harden. So how about someone like Tobias Harris? You could look at Dorian Finney-Smith for a bounce back. Who's got your attention here?
I'm going a little bit lower in the price range. Anytime you can get consistent 20-ish fantasy point production out of a player who's priced under 5K, it's a steal. And that's exactly the case with Maxi Kleber, who comes in at 4,400. You look at Kleber's stat line and nothing really pops out, but he does a little bit of everything, and he's racked up 18 plus TK fantasy points in 3 straight contests. His usage rate has also seen a significant bump in 2 of those contests. The Mavs are looking for help offensively besides Luka Doncic, and Kleber has shown that he can handle some of that burden. There aren't a ton of great value plays on tonight's slate, but he's definitely one of them. And quickly on the other side of that matchup, I also think Jay Crowder is a solid play at 5K. He scored 27 plus DK fantasy points in both games of this series, and he's shooting 60% from 3 over those 2 contests as well. We know what type of role Crowder is going to play. If he's making his shots, the production will be there.
Something Jeff just said, very true. There are not a lot of great value directions to go in here tonight. So which way are you looking?
Yeah, so I guess I'll give like the GPP tournament pivot off of what I guess will kind of be the chalk, which is playing Luka or Harden or both, and then trying to fit in some cheaper guys. And that's just playing Jalen Brunson instead of Luka, and then maybe using some mid-range players. So I don't know that I would necessarily call Brunson a value play. I don't think he's underpriced really, but at $6,400, he's cheap enough that playing him instead of Doncic and hoping for foul trouble, hoping for a blowout, hoping for just a bad game. Luka does have a propensity for technicals. Maybe if they don't play well tonight, there is a chance that he just gets really frustrated. But Brunson also just hasn't played well in the last couple of games. He hasn't played well in this series, and I don't think anyone's going to be using him. Also, he just doesn't really fit in the lineup construction where you need cheaper players to fit around these studs. And I guess we'll see if people actually do want to play James Harden, but he's only 9K. So my hunch is that there's a lot of stars and scrubs lineups. And if you play someone in the mid-range like Brunson, there's a huge amount of leverage to be had there. Maybe Brunson finally gets it back together. He's not playing the Jazz anymore, but I do think that he has a good game in him.